everyone, we are here at Healing Festival and I have a special guest here. We have Bijay Anand here. Hello Bijay.
Satnam, thank you for having me here.
He's an actor and he's also a Kundalini teacher. Can you tell us about yourself, what you do?
I do many things. I'm an art dealer. I advise people in India for art investment. I'm an actor. I teach Kundalini Yoga all over the world. And apart from this, also I do many other things. But actually, I don't do anything. It's like what the Chinese call wu wei, when you do everything without doing anything. So I have a lot of free time despite having so many things to do. I just believe in enjoying my life and living in this moment and doing what this moment wants me to do. So I don't decide anything that happens in my life. I allow my life to happen to itself. Just enjoy life.
That's interesting because you have some things that are scheduled, no? So how, like, if you have some workshop scheduled and you feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing it.
So I prioritize. If that happens, then I make a priority, because when I come for the Healing Festival last year, uh, 2 weeks before, I get a call from a very big producer, for a production company for a web series, like for Netflix. And they say, we want to work with you. And it was a very good role. It was beautiful, a lot of money. And they said, you have the dates. I said, yeah, only the Healing Festival from this date and this date. They said, no, no, no. We want 2 days from that day also. We have to have it. Now, I said, no, you have to adjust it, because I commit to the Healing Festival 6 months before, and for me it's very important. And they said, no, we have to shoot on those dates. Otherwise, we have to take some other actor, because those dates are really important for that location. So I said, okay, I won't do it. I came to the Healing Festival. So if the schedule, like you asked, if there is a problem, then I just have to see what my heart wants to do. It's not where there is more money. That is a big project for Netflix. More money, more fame, but it's also my joy. My joy is to be at the Healing Festival. So to answer your question, at times when there is a schedule and it's very easy for me to decide, because whatever my heart wants me to do, I go with that.
So you connect to yourself and you decide what really
Always.
brings you joy.
Always.
Yeah.
Because I don't prioritize my life on the basis of what's going to make me more rich, what's going to make me more famous, what's going to, I just prioritize my life into by deciding what's going to make me more happy. And whatever makes me happy, I do that.
That's beautiful. But was it always like this?
No, no, no. See, the thing is, I was born really poor. I was born so poor, my family was so poor that many times we did not have money to buy only bread. Forget about vegetables and fruits, no bread in the house. And sometimes as children, we used to go hungry. So obviously, from such a poor family, my mission was to become rich, and I wanted to be like super successful, like all the young people. And I started working when I was 12 years old. Yeah, in India, in the train, you can go and you can sell things. So I used to be in the train selling soap, and I used to make some money from there. And I started from there, and I started working and making money, making more money, and then, but one day something happened, and then I realized that life is really short, because I had one friend, his name was Jason, and when I was learning French, because I knew I was going to work very hard and become very successful. So I started.
You knew it.
I knew it. I knew. That's one thing called manifestation. So even though I was so poor, I knew I was going to be so rich. I'll need to know Spanish and French and all of that. So I was learning French, and I had a guy called Jason with us, and Jason, we used to only party. He used to just go partying all the time and have fun and drink and come late. And I used to tell him, look at me, look how much money I have. I'm successful, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Why are you wasting your life? And Jason, it's okay, I want to have fun. And I thought, you're an idiot. And one day, Jason had an attack of something to do with the liver, and the doctor said he was going to die in 24 hours. So now, I told you, I used to work so hard, I was so focused, I was to make money, I was to be successful. And I realized that up to the age of 17, I only worked. I worked every day. I studied. I did this, I did that. I said, if it was me instead of Jason, and if I was going to die instead of Jason, what have I done? He enjoyed his life every day. I didn't. I said, no, I want to be like Jason. But I knew the manifestation was there. I would be successful. I knew that it'll all come to me. I just knew. But it was like that moment of enlightenment, that moment of understanding what life is really all about. It's about now, living at this moment, doing what you have to do now. That's what I do.
So that was the breaking point.
That was my breaking point to understand the direction my life was going to take for the rest of my life. In the sense that it's not that I'm stupid and I don't do anything, or I don't work, I don't make money, but I do it on my terms. I do it in a way that makes me happy. So if I get a call for a show, and it happened, it was a very big show, and they said, we're shooting in, I said, where are you shooting? They said, we're shooting in Toronto. I said, not my favorite city. It's a good city, it's a great city, but not my favorite. I've been there. So I said, when? He said, now. I said, now it's minus 25 degrees. They said, we have to shoot now. I said, no, I don't want to do it. So after 6 months, they called me up again, the same product. They said, the same production company. They called me up and they said, that shooting got cancelled, and now we're shooting in a different country. I said, where? They said, Cape Town, South Africa. I said, done. So then I went to Cape Town. I shot for 2 months. I had a great time. I enjoyed myself when I came back. And it was one of the best shows I've ever done in my life. It's called Karanjit Kaur. It's a beautiful story. I had a beautiful role in it. So that's what I mean, that I don't do anything I don't want to do. Nothing. I'm not interested.
What does it bring? If you really live with joy or from joy, how does it influence your life?
It's kind of being, there's a spirituality in being selfish. There is a lot of, as a teacher myself now, I tell people that you must be selfish, because I see, especially women, I see so many women, and they sacrifice their career, their life for that, look after the children, look after the husband. I said, that's great, that's good karma also. But when you keep sacrificing, you take a knife and you keep putting it in your heart, no, I will not do this, I will not do this, I will sacrifice that. Your own aura, your own soul is crushed, and there is nothing left for you to give. You don't understand. You become so unhappy that you become a source of unhappiness for everything around you. Because if you are happy and you have happiness flowing out of you, then if I just touch you, you will feel happy, because it's flowing like that. But if you are unhappy and you're miserable and your aura is dark, if you just come into the room, everybody will get depressed.
Yes, that's true.
So the sacrificing business is a stupid business. There's a limit to how much you can sacrifice. You should sacrifice. As a woman, yes, because as I know I have a wife, and I know how much I need her. I know how much my daughter needs her. So it's good to have her giving up, that little bit of effort that she puts in for us, and we love her for it. We appreciate it. We're grateful for it. But I always tell her, the first day we got married, on the first day, 15 years ago, I told her, I said, at the age of 60 or 70, okay, at that age, do not tell me that you sacrificed anything for me. You want to sing? She's a great singer. So you want to sing? Sing. You want to dance? Dance. You want to act? Act. You want to write? Write. Do whatever you want. Don't tell me you sacrifice anything for me. Live your life the way you want it. Enjoy it. And that's what we do. We just travel all the time. We enjoy our life. We just take it easy.
That sounds so easy, right? But it's not always so easy.
It's always easy, because if you say, oh, but what about the poor people? What about the people who have no money to eat? I was poor. I had no money to eat. I made it easy. And that's why I become a teacher. That's why I write books on success and prosperity. It is easy. It's a shift in the mind where you become a magnet and like a source of attraction for love, for happiness, for money, for anything you want. It's easy. That's why you need to be enlightened. And it's not a big deal. You don't have to sit under a tree for 50 years to be enlightened. If you hear me now and you really understand what I'm saying, you will be enlightened now. It's so easy. That's why one of the books I'm going to be writing, finishing, it's called Enlightenment is Not a Big Deal. Because it's really not a big deal. Wow. You are already enlightened. It's like a switch. You have a light switch. It's either off or it's on. and it takes 1 second to switch it on. So in Zen Buddhism also, they have these beautiful stories, and at the end of the story, you see something totally unrelated to enlightenment. No meditation, no mantras, no mudras, and then at the end of the story, the student, he looks at the teacher and suddenly he feels enlightened in 1 second, and that's all it takes. It takes 1 second for you to understand that your life actually can be beautiful, and that's my whole life work. I'm giving my whole life to teach people all over the world that your life can be beautiful now. You don't have to wait for it. It's just a switch in the mind. Put that switch off and see how it feels.
So is it about decision? I'm deciding right now to switch?
That and a little bit of wisdom, you cannot be stupid and be enlightened. It's not that, okay, now I decide, now I'm going to be happy. Okay, now I decide, now I'm going to be rich. And the money will start coming from everywhere. No.
That would be nice.
No, that would be nice, but it's not going to happen like that. What happens is when you want that life for yourself, you have to understand one thing. You have to learn. You have to learn many things. You have to grow. The soul, the consciousness of every individual, you, whoever it is, the consciousness wants to expand and it wants to grow. Now, if you don't do that, you cannot be happy. You cannot be stupid and happy at the same time. And I'm not saying you have to be knowledgeable. I'm not saying become an engineer, become a scientist, become Einstein. No, there's no guarantee that you'll be happy if you're Einstein. But if you have traveled, you read a lot, you listen to great lectures on YouTube, you have great podcasts, you travel a lot, you have great friends who are smarter than you, wiser than you, and you're learning all the time you're learning, you're growing, your consciousness is growing. At that stage of wisdom, enlightenment finds its way to you. So there is a story about how I have a brother, a cousin, who was 2 years older than me, and he came to me when I was 18 years old and he was 20 years old, and he said, he called me up, he said, I want to meet you. I said, okay. And he came to meet me and he sat down and I said, yes, what can I do for you? He said, I want you to teach me how to become rich. I said, what? He said, yeah, you made so much money, you're only 18 years old, and how you make so much money? Teach me. I said, okay. You take a pen and paper and write down. And then I said, okay, what to do? I said, start doing yoga. He said, what's that got to do with money? I said, look, when you do yoga, your mind becomes focused and you have this sense of understanding and connection between, the ground and the sky, and you get connected with nature, you get connected to yourself, and that's the first step. He said, this is bullshit, but okay, he wrote it down. He said, what else? I said, I gave him the name of 5 books. I said, read these books. He said, how does that make me money? This is not even related to money. I said, just write it down. He wrote that. And he said, now what? Now how to make money? I said, join martial arts. He said, why martial arts? What karate got to do with money? I said, karate will give you discipline. It will give you strength of character. It will give you strength of, the mind and the body both, and the connection. He was really angry with me. And, so I told him to learn this, learn that, join French, that, all the things that I did. And he didn't listen to me. He was really angry with me. He thought I was bullshitting him, and he left. He never made any money. Never. Till today, he's never made any money. The only thing I do is I only try to learn every minute of the day. Every minute of the day. When you go to the gym, when people go to the gym, what do? They put music on and they're like working out, and there's music in the headphone. In my headphone, there are lectures from Alan Watts, Swami Sarvapriyananda, Osho, who I like. There's lectures from TEDx talks, from quantum physics. I was spending 2 hours in the gym. I'm not going to waste it by listening to music. I love music, but there's a time for music. When I'm in the gym, I'm focused. I'm working out. I want to listen. I learn Spanish in the gym. I have Spanish podcasts, and they so when I go to Argentina next time, I'll be able to speak in Spanish because I'm spending so much time on it. I'm just saying that it's really easy if you understand the path to enlightenment, the path to success is not knowledge. It's not what you learn in the school, in the college, in the university. It's not that. It's actually only wisdom. When you have learned and understood who you are, what you are, and what your life is and what your life should be. If you understand all of that, life is beautiful.
Wow. Wonderful. So you just shared with us secret to success, let's say. And I feel like a lot of time we focus really on money, as you were talking about your brother, about making money. But from what I heard is money follows. If you really focus on yourself, if you do the work, if you live from joy, then money follows and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but there's one more thing. It's very important. And along with everything else that I said before, it's also, I think, probably the most important. It's good karma. You see, the thing is, you can do yoga 2 hours a day, you can eat organic food, you can do Om chanting, you can do whatever you want. But if your action, your deed, and your thoughts are not good, if you're not kind, if you're not compassionate, if you don't feel for the pain of other people, if you don't have that softness in the heart, that kindness in the heart, that love in the heart, and your karma is not good, everything is a waste. You're not going to be happy. It's not possible. You see, I have done so much research on this. I've spent my whole life trying to understand the meaning of the word happiness and enlightenment. And I'm telling you, you can be religious, you can go to the church every day, you can go to the temple every day, you can go to the mosque every day, you can do whatever you want. It's what you do the whole day for other people. Even if you look at somebody and you see somebody and you feel that love, you don't have to say I love you. You don't have to go and hug. You don't have to go hug everybody on the road. If you just feel that love flowing out, and your karma is good, your actions are good, you don't cheat anyone, you don't lie to anyone, you're not dishonest, you will have a beautiful life. Forget about everything else. That's enough.
And about karma, so that's something we cannot change, right?
Or you can change it. Yes, you can. If you have bad karma, no problem. If you have bad karma, you have to understand that with Kundalini Yoga, why I teach it, you can burn the bad karma. Number one. With Kundalini Yoga, you can get the strength of character to understand what you have done that actually is bad karma and you don't even realize sometimes. With Kundalini Yoga, you are able to wash away that bad karma and come to a space of shunya, where you're zero again, and you can start building again your whole life bank balance of good karma. And the most important thing about karma is that if you are really sorry about what you did from the core, if your heart bleeds at the thought of what you have done wrong, the universe forgives you. You say, okay, he's sorry, forget it, move on. But if you're not sorry and you just say, oh, I killed somebody, but it's okay, I'm so sorry, forgive me. You have to cry, it has to come out from your core, and then you're forgiven. So you can wash away your bad karma also. And if you don't wash away your bad karma, you come back in your next life with the same bank balance. So you are born with already so much of bad karma to wash.
Or even more from this
And
life.
then and from this life. So you have to understand the meaning of the word karma. If you want to understand anything about happiness, enlightenment, spirituality, karma is the most important word.
Interesting. And so how does it work with Kundalini Yoga for people who don't know what to, like, how it works?
So Kundalini Yoga uses a combination of mudras. So for example, this is the mudra. There are so many different mudras. We use the hand gestures because each and every mudra, it has a meaning. It has an effect on your meridians, what we call nadis, which are the energy centers of the body, and thousands of these nadis convert into 7 chakras. So the chakras is if they are not aligned, if they are not in balance, if they are not in harmony, your whole life goes out of whack. Your whole life goes out of balance. So the whole practice of Kundalini Yoga uses mantra, because when you're saying the same mantra again and again, the tongue, it hits the palate again and again. Let's say you're doing it for 1 hour or 30 minutes. what happens is whatever blockages you have in your chakras, they open up. The chakras finally open up. They start to open one by one. And once you reach the opening of the heart chakra, that is what I call the first stage of enlightenment. Because everybody thinks, oh, he's enlightened. But enlightened to what stage? Because there's the heart, this is the first stage of enlightenment. The throat chakra is the second stage of enlightenment. The Ajna chakra is the third stage. And the Sahasrara chakra is the fourth stage. So these are all different stages of enlightenment. In the first stage, when the Anahata chakra opens, you feel so much love for everything, for everything. Not only for people, for animals, for trees, for plants, for everything. It's just love flowing. The energy of love is beautiful. Your whole world looks so gorgeous, I can't even tell you. And then if you are lucky and if you have a spiritual practice like Kundalini, it could be anything. You could be Sufi whirling, you could do zikr, you could whatever works for you. With that practice, when you reach the first stage, and with more practice, you will reach the second stage when the throat chakra opens. Now you graduate from just loving to now the shift is that you want your whole life to be a life of service to humanity, service to people, service to what you can do. It's not your life anymore. It's not my life. It's not the wife of my daughter. It's not the life of my wife. It's not the life of my parent. My whole life, every cell in my body is now given away in the service of mankind. And that's the second stage of enlightenment. And you're not giving away anything. It's like, oh, poor fellow, he gave away everything. You are rich. You feel blessed that you understand the meaning of that service. And then with some more Kundalini Yoga, some more, spiritual practice, if you're lucky, you will open your third eye. And if you saw the movie Lucy?
I don't think so.
The Matrix?
No.
So in the movie Lucy, she sees the decoding of everything. You can see everything so clearly. You can see the light everywhere, in everything. And you can see it so clearly. That's the third stage of enlightenment. And the fourth stage of enlightenment is when the Sahasrara chakra opens up, and that's when you become that light. You are one with that light. You become the light. You shine. That's why you see all the gods in all the pictures, they have a halo around their head. Because they become light. They are illuminated. That's the stage where you want to be. It's beautiful.
So are you at the last stage?
No. No, not yet. Yeah, but I'm in a stage where I'm really comfortable, I'm really happy, and I know I'll get to the final stage. I know it. That's not a problem.
How long does it take to maybe get to the first, second stage?
Once it begins, it's fast forward. It's like your whole life is in a fast forward. There's so much happening. If anybody who's spiritual here, whoever's listening to this, they know what I'm talking about. That once you hit that spirituality switch, once you hit that enlightenment button, your whole life goes into a fast forward. Everything is happening so fast. Beautiful things, amazing things. And it's just like magic. Every day is a miracle. You see magic happening every day of your life. I can't even explain it. It's impossible to explain, but it's like a miracle every day.
So what do you recommend for people who maybe want to start with Kundalini?
Whichever city you're in, I'm sure you have a Kundalini Yoga teacher. I have a course on Instagram called Transform with Bijay, where I have 120 workshops, 120 one-hour workshops with all 100% of what I know is there. Now what I learn, I have to make something else. But as of right now, all my knowledge is in that 120 workshops. Everything, including a workshop on success and prosperity, one workshop on mindfulness. The success and prosperity is 1 month. I'm only talking about success. How do you make money? How do you become successful in life? I know, right? I was so poor. Look at me now. I know about success. So all of that is on that Instagram course. You become a member, you pay for that or whatever it is, not much anyway. And so you can do Kundalini Yoga through that online course. There's some on my YouTube channel, Bijay Anand, where I've spoken a lot about whatever I know, whatever little I know, and it's all there. And it's also not about me. It's not about just me as a teacher. Once you decide to learn, you find ways to learn.
Yeah, it comes to you.
Yeah, if you want to go from Prague to Paris, you will find a way. The problem with the whole world is They don't know where they want to go. They are saying, "Oh, I want to go somewhere," and then they're going to Munich, and then they're going to Frankfurt, and then they're going to Bolivia, and then they don't know where they want to go. They're like headless chicken. Once you have a focus and you know this is where I want to go, this is where I want to be, this is who I want to be, this is how my life should look like. Once you have that in your focus, it is going to happen. The universe will help you to find a way. And most importantly, it becomes much more easier, 100 times more easier, when you want something not for yourself. It's called a higher purpose. If you have a higher purpose, if you say, I want to be a billionaire, that's one thing. If you say, I want to be a billionaire so that I can help people with that money, I'm going to make a healing center. Yeah, I'm going to make one of the most beautiful healing centers in the world. And it's going to have Vipassana, it's going to have Kundalini Yoga, it's going to have Ashtanga Yoga, it's going to have Zikr, it's going to have Sufi whirling, it's going to have everything. I want that. It's a higher purpose. It's not for me. And because it's not for me, the universe comes to help me to make that happen. Every day people help me. Something happened, this magic, something happened. It's not for me. I don't care about money.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like sometimes we also struggle with maybe some fears. We feel like, oh, I cannot do this. This is too much for me. I never will achieve this. You know, maybe a lot of people are stopped by this.
Kundalini Yoga
Kundalini Yoga.
gives you the strength of character. It makes you strong. I have a tattoo on my leg in Tibetan which says strength. It's strength of character. Strength of, when they say, in spirituality, they say, have faith, have faith, have faith. And I'll tell you what it means. What we think it means is have faith in God, that you're drowning and God will save you. When you're going bankrupt and God will save you. But you know that God doesn't save you. When you have faith in yourself, really, and this is really important for you to understand, when you say that you have faith in your goodness, if I'm in problem, I have a problem, and I'm dying, I'm really scared, I'm worried, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, why is this happening to me? And then there's a switch. I say, no, but I'm a good guy. I have not done anything wrong. I help people. I'm kind. I have faith nothing bad will happen to me. And when you have that faith, when you have that kind of faith, when you have faith in your own goodness, your own karma, nothing bad happens to you. It's my challenge. And if, now this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you something today, okay? If something bad does happen to you, it's happening for a reason. It's happening to teach you something. It's going to help you grow. There's a quote by Rumi. He says, the wound is from where the light enters you. So the deeper the wound, the more the light. So if you have a problem and if you can't solve it, you have to understand that it's trying to teach you something. Until you have learned that lesson, that problem is not going to go away. So learn the lesson and the problem will disappear.
Otherwise, it repeats.
Yes, and the wound is the point from where the light enters your soul. Just always remember that. So when you have that wound, just know that when you heal it, you will be illuminated, but know how to heal it.
Through Kundalini.
That's what
Maybe.
I was looking for spirituality from the time I was 14. I went to my first spiritual class when I was 14 years old. And my time to learn what I learned was not until I was 36. For the next 22 years, I was searching, I was looking, I tried everything. I tried so many different spiritual practices. But the day I did Kundalini, one session, one class, my whole life changed. One day before my class, I used to smoke 3 packets of cigarettes a day. 3 packets a day. I used to gamble every day. I used to drink every day. And it just changed my whole life.
That's beautiful. I think this brings hope for many people maybe who are struggling. That there is really some hope, and I think it can be different for everyone. I feel like for someone it's Kundalini, for someone it's different tool. Like you need to find what feels right for you.
Yeah.
I must say, last year I was in your workshops, and I love how energetic you are, how you give energy to people, So I was really excited. This year I couldn't make it because of the interviews, so I was really sad. But I love how you lead your lessons, how people, uh, we were jumping and crying.
Do you know, I never prepare my lessons. Do you know that? No. Now I'm going to teach in the next 10 minutes. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I have no idea of one word that I'm going to say. Wow, yeah. I'm just going to go there and I'm going to say Satnam and I'm going to start talking. And it's always like that. I'm teaching since the last 12 years. I've taught, small groups. I've taught 500 people and whatever it is. I'm never scared. You see, why would I be scared? Do I have an ego? No. Am I scared at, oh, what will you think of me? Will you like my class? Will you love me? No, I'm just going there to share my life with you. I'm going to share how you can be happy. I'm not going to do it in a way that you like it. I'm not going to do it in a way that you love me. Don't love me. Don't come to my class if you don't want to. So what am I scared of? I'm like a cat. A cat, if you throw from the 5th floor of a building, it doesn't get scared. It doesn't try to, oh, I should not get hurt. And it just lets go loose, surrender. And you have faith. I have faith in my authenticity and my integrity. I'm being honest. I'm going on the stage, I'm taking a mic, and I'm going to just share what I know. And I'm just sharing it with authenticity that I'm not sharing it because I want you to like me. If I want to be famous, I'll just do more acting. I say so many no to so many acting jobs. Why? I don't care about being famous. I'm teaching because I want to give. Now in that I don't have to be scared. I'm coming to give you something. Why am I scared? I never prepare my class, ever. And they all turn out to be fine, I think.
Yeah. I think this is the energy that we can feel from you. That is, that is pure maybe. That is, it's not like, oh, I need to give them this and this. I have these expectations. It's just, coming through you maybe. And this is why it maybe feels so.
I call it channeling.
Exactly.
You just sit there and you just allow the universe to speak through you. You become a medium. That's why I'm in a trance sometimes. I don't see people. I just see energy. I can feel energy all around me. And that's why sometimes I cry in my class because I see so much pain in the energy. As a teacher, I'm sitting there and I'm crying. But I can feel your energy. What can I do? But that's the way I am as a teacher. I connect with you. I plug into you.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much. I would talk for hours with
I
you
know.
because it's so interesting. But you have your workshop.
I have my
anyway.
class now, yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you. Satnam. I love Czech Republic. Thank you all for the love.